For Trivia Showdown episode number 14. We are joined by Chris O'Brien and Matt Sullivan. As you'll see on the screen here, I just clicked away from it, at the Ball Game Podcast, as the flag also says for YouTube in the background there. That's my plug for the YouTube audience. Come on over. We've got some fun graphics we'll put up, scoreboards, things like that. That makes us more interactive. If you're new here to Trivia Showdown, greatly appreciate the support on the past 13 episodes, going back to now 3 years. This has been an incredible support system to this show, so we greatly appreciate that. But before we jump into it, we'll talk about the rules. These guys will hear it a little bit there. They already heard it offline, but just going to help them out a little bit. I'll let them introduce themselves, and then we'll jump right into it. So Trivia Showdown, as you have maybe seen before, is a format that started a couple years ago with my co-host, and it's 10 regular questions of some formality, 2 multiple choice, NBA history themed in this case. Not really going to theme it that way because it's all about the NBA in general. It doesn't have to be about the history, but 2 multiple choice, 1 closest to the number without going over gets the point. Price is Right style there. And then we also have a Guess the NBA Player Blind resume. And then the other questions are free ball. These guys will get it. It'll be great. Finale, they'll have 60 seconds to name as many possible answer choices as they can to the trivia question at that point, and then we'll tally up some scores, and we'll get a finale for all of bragging rights for Ball Game forever. So without further ado, I did that really, really quick, but let's let these guys introduce themselves, what they do. Chris has been on here before. This is Matt's first time, so Chris is returning here. So we'll start with Matt. So Matt, introduce yourself. Obviously, you guys have got a show together. Anything you want to say, and then Chris, follow him after that, and we'll get started.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you for having us, Trev. I very much appreciate it. I'm Matt of the Ball Game Podcast, as you did so well introducing me. Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for this. I'm honestly a little bit intimidated. Chris definitely knows a little bit more ball than I do, and we're gonna see how this one goes. But I'm excited, and I'm happy to be here. So.
Well, we've previewed the finals together, so, I mean, long time no see a little bit as people, I'll just get it out of the way because the first question has to do with the finals a little bit, so just had Chris on recently. People can check that out. The finals preview didn't outdate itself because, well, actually it did. I'll leave that out, but it did. But if they can go hear it, it's there might be something in there that's real fun to hear about maybe even after this. This will be a month after the finals, so anything about that or anything about yourself, Chris, you want to reintroduce to the listeners?
Yeah, I mean, by the time everyone's hearing this, we'll have witnessed the greatest comeback in NBA history. Honestly, sports history, when the Mavericks come back from down 0-3. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to this to show my true ball knowledge and put it to the test, because I'm always hosting trivias on our channel, all on our TikTok. Go check those out, Ball Game Podcast on TikTok. But I'm always the host of our trivia, so I'm ready to show my knowledge.
By the way, I'm usually losing those trivias, but today,
I don't know. There was one recently. It'll be not recently. When people hear this, like I said, there was one where y'all didn't miss an answer for 15 straight, right? Then you pulled that one out.
Yep.
Pulled that one out. I remember. I see it.
Thank you, Trev.
Look, this. I don't know how else to say this, but this is. I want people to be happy when they win this, but when you hear the questions and we go through it, hopefully they're difficult. I say that, and it could be my famous last words, but these are questions that, if you just knew these, some of them, I'm going to be genuinely surprised. Sometimes it's process elimination. Sometimes it's, I understand some of these players. Maybe I like this guy one way or the other. Maybe I knew this. It surprises me when people get the right answer. It really does sometimes. So I'm really excited, not to hype that up even more. 3 rules around here. 4, if you count you got to write an answer for everything. These guys know that. I've already told them. Hopefully people have some fun today, learn something, and it's going to be really, really difficult. That's more for you guys and the listeners. But play along at home if you can. So under 5 minutes, we're going to get started. So that was really good timing there. So y'all ready to play?
Let's get it.
Let's do this.
Okay. Question number 1. No fun hint here, no fun help. I will give hints throughout, by the way. I didn't mention that. It's not really a rule, but you can ask, but if I think it's going to be unfair one way or the other, I don't think I'll go with it. If I can figure out a fair way to do it, if I can figure out one that's not too good, I don't have a lot of them prepared. There are bonus win opportunities throughout, and there won't be any hints for stuff like that. But you can ask clarifying questions. If I word the question weird, please let me know. Please say, hey, can you just make sure that you're clear on that? So without further ado, question number 1, sort of going to be outdated a little bit, but as we're recording this, since you guys talked about that for a second there, we are recording this on June 13th, 2024, and the Boston Celtics are up 3-0 in the NBA Finals, like Chris alluded to, would be the largest comeback in really probably sports history, right? I don't think even sports movies write that kind of stuff. But as we're recording this, the Celtics are up 3-0, like we said. When people hear this, the result will have already happened. But coming into this season, How many sweeps have happened in NBA Finals history? How many times has a team been swept or a sweep has happened in NBA Finals history? While you guys are thinking, there's no real time limit to this. I kind of just loosely clock things, so I will give you what I think is fair for the question. This one's only, I think, a 30-second to a minute and a half type of question. So, I know it's 75 years of NBA, 78 years of NBA history, but how many sweeps have happened? It's been brought up a bunch this week, just to be clear. It got brought up after Game 2, and then NBA writers put out a post this morning, actually. Fun fact, that's why I pulled this question in. I had something else prepared, and that's why we're here. So,
got it.
So I'll read the question again for the audio listeners. This is less for you guys, but just be thinking and be ready for an answer to lock in here shortly. What we'll do as I'm explaining it is we'll get a lock from both of you, especially YouTube audience. Again, I'm going to keep plugging you guys for those of you on Apple, Spotify, all of our awesome podcast platforms. You get to see that these guys are sitting about 4 feet apart. So first time we've done this first time I've really done it since being on y'all's show where people are kind of in the same room. Podcasting has changed a lot in the last 5 years. So, but you guys are going to both say, hey, I've got an answer locked. Obviously, you can't see each other's answer. I'll ask whoever I feel like at a time. Doesn't really matter. So.
Yeah, no, I have an answer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't feel good about it.
Oh, you both are locked. You good?
Yeah, this is just it's just a
All right.
shot in the dark because I really have no idea.
You ready?
Okay. For the audio listeners, I'll read the question one more time and make sure that they got it. So coming into this year, how many sweeps have happened in the NBA Finals? Coming into this year, so not counting the fact that Boston, to be clear, I want to make sure, not counting the fact that Boston could be this number instead.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, good. Okay.
Can't count out Uga, you know?
Who feels confident? 1 to 10. Anybody? Neither of you feel confident?
I do not feel confident.
I feel
All right.
confident.
Matt's the first timer here, so Matt, let's see your answer first.
All right. I put 8.
All right. By the way, this is the exact number. I want to make that clear.
I put 8.
Yeah.
So,
Chris?
The only one that I was able to think of in my head, and I don't even know if they swept. I'm not even certain, but I think the Spurs in 07 swept LeBron. I think that's the only one I could think of off the top of my head. So I went with 3.
I think LeBron got swept by the Warriors too.
Look, this is good. I'm glad I didn't do bonus points on this one. So I feel really bad, even though Matt, you're the first timer here. I'm not generous with points around here. People know that by now. Yeah. You were 1 off. The answer is 9.
Wow.
The answer is 9. I know that's a tough go, but I was going to ask. My follow-up was, hey, anybody know when the last one was? Chris was close. It was not 2007. That was the second to last recent one. Warriors over Cavs. You both got that. You both got something right in the formality of the question, which is why I'm telling you guys it's hard. It's not supposed to be easy, right?
That was a tough one.
I will read a couple of these, though.
Man, that hurts.
Warriors, Cavs in 2018, 2007, Spurs over the Cavs, 2002, Lakers over the Nets, 1995, the Rockets over the Magic, and that Hakeem Olajuwon incredible year.
I was thinking about that one. Yeah.
That was sweet. No Jordan in there. 83, that was Julius Erving's, kind of claim to fame there, his actual coveted NBA title there against the Lakers. 75, the Warriors beat the Bullets. 71, the Bucks beat the Bullets as well. And then 59, the Celtics beat the Lakers. One of those teams had to sweep. But isn't it crazy to think that that's only happened one time as many of those guys have played? Only one sweep. It's crazy to me.
I'm honestly, I had to factor in the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s. So
that's fair. Yeah.
So I was just like, come on, we got to add a few here. So.
I love it. All right. So obviously can't get a score update if we haven't had a score. Sorry, fellas. But we're going to move on to question number 2. We're actually going to stay in the current year of the NBA a little bit. So there have been 3 NBA teammate duos. Follow along here, and I'll read the question a couple times. There have been 3 NBA teammate duos to have 45-point games in the same postseason in NBA history. 2019, Steph Curry and Kevin Durant did it on the Golden State Warriors. 1995, the Phoenix Suns did it with Charles Barkley and Kevin Johnson. And what 2 players in this season's playoffs? So I know long-winded there. You can write stuff down if you need to on the board as long as your answer is what you lock in. I'll read the question again. 3 NBA teammate duos in NBA history have 45-plus point games in the same NBA postseason. 2019 Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. 95 Suns, Barkley and Kevin Johnson. And then what 2 players in this season's playoffs? Any thought process here? Anything? I know sometimes I like when you guys write it down immediately and they're like, wait a minute. I like hearing that. So any thought process here? Again, you don't have to. Just curious for the listener's sake.
I definitely don't have to think twice about this one.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, I know it.
I knew I
got
gave it away
You
with
gave
that.
it away
Hey.
by saying he didn't have to think twice.
This is the best part about this, man. You guys do shows together. You know each other.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
what you say is up to you, and I leave that up. But thanks for not leaving silence in the pauses here for me.
It has to
man.
be. It has to be. I might just be completely
No,
wrong.
you're
He
right.
might have not given it.
I didn't even see it, but you're right.
Well, we got plenty of questions to get to, so let's not delay the inevitable. If you both have a lock-in answer.
Yeah.
I'm locked in.
All right, let's go Chris first this time.
So I went with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey
Okay.
against the Knicks.
Oh,
Could be. Matt?
it is Joel and Tyrese Maxey. They did it against my boys,
I'm
man.
going to give out 2 points here, one to each of you. We're going to take that is the correct answer. It is the 2024 76ers, Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. I don't have the games, unfortunately, unprepared host here. I don't have the games or
I probably
points.
would have got around to it on my own, like just going through the teams. I was kind of just going one by one, but once he said, "Oh, I know for sure," I was like, "Oh, it was against the Knicks."
Yeah. Game 6, Tyrese Maxey, and I think Game 3, Joel Embiid. I think.
Game 3 sounds right. I couldn't remember Tyrese's, but again, bad host here. I
Tyrese
could
was
have.
Game 5 when
I
we
could've
were
had
at
it.
the
Was it 5?
because we were watching in the.
Oh
city.
yeah.
Game 6
Yes,
was in
you're right.
Philly
You're
when
right.
you
You're
guys
right. You're right.
won.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yes. Game
I
5
love it.
for Tyrese.
Hey, you guys have good memories. It seems like so this might help you today. Unfortunately, question number 3 doesn't help you. We'll keep rolling. Your memory is not needed for question number 3, and I'll talk about why. Be preparing your thought. Closest to the number without going over gets a point. So, Price is Right style. Even if you're one over, sorry about it. Really quick, I'll do this because I think it's well deserved, but we're not going to go through the whole thing today. But as we're recording this, Jerry West passed away yesterday. So unfortunately, this question is themed around that. 30 days later, right? We should talk about him forever. He's the NBA logo for crying out loud. Hall of Fame career at every step of the way, right? All the way from player all the way up to executive. So now that that's been said and addressed, we're going to honor his legacy by making sure he gets a trivia question. What are Jerry West's career regular season points, rebounds, and assist totals combined? What are the 3
So the
combined?
total amount of
Total
points
amount of-
scored plus
total
the-
rebounds plus assists?
Okay.
The number's not supposed to be easy to obtain,
No,
but I want you to be
definitely
thinking. I'm
isn't.
giving you plenty of time. Do math, whatever you got to do. But while you read it or while you think about it, I'm going to read his legacy for those that need to hear it because he obviously is an incredible, all-time NBA player, top 75, obviously by honor, by award. But what Jerry West's impact has been off of the floor is something that we haven't seen really ever. I know he obviously in the Lakers show on HBO, Winning Time, he did not get the greatest reputation the way they portrayed him, but I want people to understand as a coach, as an executive, as a GM, he did things that shaped the NBA history since the 1950s, obviously as a player back at West Virginia, all the way through until he coached and drafted a lot of the guys we knew in the 80s and 90s, and then he was an executive to continue to make those decisions up until, obviously, his death recently. So, Mr. Clutch, Zeke from Cabin Creek, the logo, Cabin Creek Comet, Tweety, and Tweety Bird, all nicknames of Jerry West. He played 932 games. Some of this stuff's going to help you guys, by the way. I'm not going to give away too much, but be listening. 932 games played in his NBA Hall of Fame career. And then the MVP eluded him, unfortunately. But he did get that famous Finals MVP, the first one ever where he was on the losing end of the result. He's a Hall of Famer, a 14-time All-Star, the 1969-70 scoring champion, 1971-72 assist champion. He's 1972 NBA champion. If it wasn't for a lot of the teams of that era out in Boston, he might have a handful more, might have a handful probably. 12-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defense, and steals weren't even recorded, which is why I didn't include it in this question. Steals were not recorded until the end of his career, his very last season when he did not play a ton of games there. 1968-69 Finals MVP is what I was referring to earlier. 71-72 All-Star Game MVP and an NBA 75th anniversary team member in a 14-year career. So, Jerry West, legend of the game, legend of, hopefully we tell our kids about this guy. Hopefully people understand just how good Jerry West truly was and one of the most fun players in 2K, really as well. So, do we need any more time? I just read his legacy for about 2.5 minutes. I don't think I did it justice, but I think we can get an answer.
I'm locked in. I'm ready.
I'm ready to go.
Okay. One more time, I'll just say this. What are Jerry West's career regular season points, rebounds, assists, totals combined? We'll go with Matt this time.
So I went with 31,401.
All right, let me write down the answer that you put so I don't lose it. 31,400.
31,401. I think
Okay.
I might have been lowballing him a little bit too.
Chris?
I went with 33,500.
Any thought process? I know you said you lowballed a little bit. Anybody have any like reasoning for why?
So I went with about 25,000 points. I set the bar at. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I really don't know where Jerry West is on the all-time scoring list. I said 25,000 sounds about right, and I said 8,500 between the rebounds and assists seems about right. That's it.
Yeah, I lowballed it quite a bit because I was thinking.
I'm scared I went over though.
No, I don't think you did because I think we're close. I think we're probably close to like 7,000 assists or something like that, and 24,000 points or something around that, and that already adds up to 33. And then that's not even factoring in rebounds. I completely lowballed it. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
You guys are ball knowers. For real. And you both were right on the nose. 25,192 points. That puts him at 29th, which that number obviously is not going to age poorly, but let's be real. All these guys that age, other than Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell, those guys just like the number of where they are on the leaderboard, like that's fine. When you get removed 50 years away, duh, right? Yeah. 6,238 assists, 6,238 assists, so you're pretty right on there. And then, ball knower, however you want to word that, but Chris is a little bit closer with 33,500. When you add the 5,366 rebounds to the other two numbers I just mentioned, he's at 36,796, which is really crazy if you think about it. That's still less than LeBron scored in just points in his career.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's insane.
I had 35,500 written down first and crossed it out. I'm so disappointed in myself.
Look, hey, it is what it is. There's plenty of time to make up. That one's my favorite type of question because you're not supposed to know that. But the fact that y'all got 25,000, like that's the fact that he has 25,000 in 14 seasons. That's a really hard number to get to.
Yeah.
Okay. Incredible stuff. Someone has to get a point on that one. That's the fun part, right? So remind me, is it 2-1 Chris right now? I believe
2-1 Chris.
All right. Well, let's keep
go.
on rolling. 2-1 Chris.
Go.
Let's keep on rolling here. Question number 4. We'll stay active. This is actually, I think, the most active NBA questions we've done in a show in a long time. What active player is the only player in NBA history, so kind of both, sorry, to average 25 points per game against all 30 NBA teams? So you're getting NBA history here, but you're also picking from an active player. So I think it's kind of a double-edged sword here. What active player is the only player in NBA history to average 25 points per game against all 30 NBA teams?
It has to be.
Yeah.
There's only one answer to this. It has to be. There's no way it's not. I'm locked in and ready. There's just no way it's anyone else.
I think I'm with Chris on this one. I don't even know who he put.
Chris locked in first. So we'll get Chris's answer first. I love this.
I went with my glorious king, Luka Doncic. It just has to be him.
Yeah, there were two names in mind for me. It was Luka or even Trey. I put Luka.
Okay. This is my favorite thing about this show. So, Chris, hold your board up for just for the formality of it, just to make sure everybody sees the fact that Luka was written down by both of you. I see it. It's going to make this clip a lot funnier when you think about, I said all 30 NBA teams. And unless Luka played the Dallas Mavericks when he was in the Real Madrid days, technically he has not played all 30 NBA franchises. He's probably right if he goes to a different team.
Wow.
This probably changes any day now, right? Would anyone like a second guess for no points off the top of their head? Just rip first one that comes to mind.
It's gotta be Bron, yeah.
Kevin Durant.
That was the second one.
Kevin Durant is the only active player in NBA history to average 25 points per game against all 30 teams. Crazy. Even LeBron had a couple of low years there.
I wonder if Luka does average 25 against like the 29 other teams. So I got to look at that after we're done here.
Well, absolutely. And when you get that, send it to me, and I'll put it right on the screen right here at the 19-minute mark.
That's so painful.
Did he do it? They'll just see the answer right in the middle, right where it divides us, right?
Oh, yeah.
I can't find it. I can't figure out which side.
That's crazy. That's
I was so certain it was Luka. I didn't even think about other players.
It's also
KD was definitely so obvious.
The way you word the question, you have to pay attention to every little detail. Wow, because all 30, man.
I know that was always my weakness in school. They would say, make sure you're reading the full question.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of school, everyone's favorite way of answering school questions is multiple choice. The good news is it's multiple choice for question 5. The bad news is that's your last one of the night. So we're going to go ahead and just put that out there now. Question number 5. Who was the first Indiana Pacer in Pacers history with 5 triple-doubles in a single season. And you do not have to write the letter because you're going to hear it a bunch of times. You're going to start forgetting what letter was what. Just the player's good. Who was the first Indiana Pacer with 5 triple-doubles in a single season in franchise history? Is it A, Domantas Sabonis, B, Detlef Schrempf, C, Reggie Miller, or D, Lance Stevenson? Is it A, Domantas Sabonis, B, Detlef Schrempf, C, Reggie Miller, or D, Lance Stevenson? Shout out to the Pacers fans out there for having an incredible year. Obviously, this knowledge isn't dated in any way, but of course they made the Eastern Conference Finals this year. Tyrese Halliburton might be joining this list here soon. And honestly, depending on when I wrote this question, because I write these questions over a year's time. Like, I don't fact check them half the time. Like, I could have wrote this last year for all I know. Actually, I did get this from an Instagram story of one of the best Pacers creators out there.
So you find some things, and then a lot of it's off the top of the head, or.
I mean, talking about questions, yeah. I mean, obviously I fact check the question when I find it, but like, this came from Alex Golden, one of the best Pacers podcasters out there.
You pull from everywhere, yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice.
I mean, look, why am I asking you guys a Pacers question? I should probably have 10 Pacers questions for a Pacers creator, but I think this is a cool question. So
no, it makes it too easy. You know, why would you ask the Pacers creator the Pacers question?
I can't ask Alex because he's the one that posted it. So, and he's been on the show before. I'll give him a shout out. Shout out to Alex Golden. So I'll read it one more time.
I'm not too familiar with Detlef Schrempf's game.
Me neither.
Definitely an underrated player in NBA history. Yes. I think of him as a supersonic, for what it's worth.
Me too.
But he was a really good Pacer as well. We'll read the question one more time, and we'll get an answer here shortly. I guess it's 22 minutes coming up here. We're making great time. Thank you, guys. Who was the first Indiana Pacer in franchise history with 5 triple-doubles in a single season?
Right, I'm locked in and ready.
I just want to give context real quick.
Okay.
Come on, man. Like, I feel like Detlef Schrempf I had to cross off. I don't know.
Yeah, Detlef was immediately not in
I can't pick a guy that I don't know anything about for the most part. And then, like, of course, the bonus comes up, but, he wasn't always starting there. So.
Hey, these are good reasoning. I can't say these are bad reasonings. These are interesting.
I crossed off Detlef first, and I crossed off Reggie immediately.
I crossed off Reggie immediately, too.
Before y'all say anything else, go ahead and show me your answer. So I'll go with Chris first this time since he's talking right now.
I went with D, Lance Stevenson.
Okay. Damn, bro. I went with D as well. I went with Lance.
Well, unfortunately, for me, he's not a decoy, and he's the correct answer. Yeah. Lance Stevenson with 5 triple-doubles in a single season for the Indiana Pacers. Again, bad host here. I don't have the year. I don't have the games. I don't have any of the other guys' triple-doubles in the season.
14, right?
It was either 13 or 14. Yeah. It was that one year where he was like
incredible.
Borderline all-star. I remember.
He was so good. Yes.
Yeah. I knew he was there for a reason.
People don't need the fact-check stuff. They can figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
They don't need me to tell them like how good he was.
Wow.
All right. I haven't done this in a while, so we'll take a pause since we've got plenty of time. Matt, 3 words, how you're feeling. I think the score is what?
3-2.
3-2. 3-2 at half here. Close enough to half. How you feeling in 3 words?
Pretty damn good.
I like it. Chris?
Pretty damn good.
I'm nervous because I feel like I know basketball, and I feel like on most of these questions I've been guessing. So that last one I knew, but
so I've been guessing is your 3 words.
Yeah, I've been. Oh, like that Charles Barkley clip. What did he say? Steve, I got 3 words for you. Steve Nash and Jason and Chris Paul must see television.
I love it.
I feel like I sold myself honestly on the first one. I mean, not the first one, the second one. I think it was with the 2 teammates that scored 45.
Yeah, Chris is up because of that. Technically, I think
I sold myself on that one, and then the 8 instead of 9. Oh, that one hurts. That one's
3-2 is hard. Or 3-2 is good though. That's not bad, right? It's only going to get harder from here.
Oh, boy.
In my opinion, at least. Humbly. All right, question 6. These 4 players are connected because they played for what type of college? The 4 players are Elgin Baylor, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, and Willis Reed. These 4 players are connected because they played for what type of college? I don't have any context or backup to this question. So I was going to word the question a little differently, like what accolade do these guys also share in common? But it's very obvious that they're all 4 Hall of Famers. So I'll give you that. These are Hall of Famers that are connected because they played at what type of college? I like how silent you guys are. This is good. We're locking in here for the second half. It's good.
Take no prisoners.
Oh man.
Any hunch? Anything? Obviously, don't give anything away. I know it's hard, but
Yeah,
There's definitely like two things in my mind right now.
there was one thing that popped in my head immediately, and I had to put that down. So
I'll read the guys
I
again.
didn't want to overthink it.
I only read them once for y'all's sake. Elgin Baylor, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, and Willis Reed. I did read them one time already, right? I looked at the list and I'm like, I don't remember reading Willis Reed, so hopefully I did. I'm glad you guys can confirm that.
The question is, what type of college?
Yeah, these 6 players are connected because they played for what type of college?
It just has to be this, I think. All right, I'm locked in.
We
I'm
definitely
ready.
put the same thing again.
Yeah.
I am going to be very, very conservative with how I give this point because I think I know where you're headed, and I'm technically only going to accept one answer because it came from this direct source. So I'll go with Matt.
I don't know what that means.
I'll go with Matt. It'll make sense in a second. It'll make sense in a second.
Change my answer, but I put a JUCO, a junior college.
Okay. All right. JUCO. Yeah.
I went with a HBCU, and I honestly forgot what it stands for, but
Historically
HBCU.
Black College and University.
There we go.
There it
There we
is.
go. There we
And
go.
then JUCO, of course, as we all know, stands for junior college. And here's why I'm being conservative with this answer, right? Technically, you're both correct. But that's not the answer I'm looking for because this came directly from this organization's website. They were all, at the time, NAIA schools. So they were even technically, at the time, lower than JUCO. The NAIA is an official organization of colleges. So these were all NAIA athletes.
Now, what does that acronym stand for?
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to look it up. I forgot to write it down because I was in a hurry this afternoon. That's the best part about it. I really didn't write it down. So,
Oh, Trev, you're killing me, brother.
the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics.
Wow.
So whatever the level of basketball was at the time for them, it is a governing body for college athletics in North America established in 1940, is known for its smaller, close-knit campuses, competitive teams, and well-rounded college experiences for athletes.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, I will say, even the ones we've gotten wrong so far, we haven't been embarrassing.
I'm with you. As a host,
Look,
I have to
that was hard.
reevaluate everything. I have to
That was
rethink
hard.
everything. This is not. I thought these were really hard. So
No,
They
was
are
hard.
difficult
That one was
questions.
hard.
They are very difficult questions.
that one is again a technicality in a slight form there because technically, according to the NAIA website, those 4 guys are NBA Hall of Famers. There's more as well that are Hall of Famers. Rick Mahorn, Pistons championship winner there, played Terry Porter.
Okay.
Trailblazers.
Right? Yeah.
Trailblazers point guard, really, really good there. NBA Hall of Famer. I wanted to make it like kind of the next step up. So for you guys to get. All right. Question number 7. Keep rolling here at not even at the halfway mark. This is good. 2 times that the Defensive Player of the Year award winner made the all defensive second team in NBA history. So 2 times. I'll read that better again. 2 times in NBA history has the Defensive Player of the Year award winner in the same season made all defensive second team, not first team. Who are the 2 players that did that?
Oh my God.
Who are the 2 players that did that? I like that Chris wrote this down immediately. This is good.
Well,
Maybe this
so
isn't hard.
He knows both for sure.
One of them is like super well known for
Yes.
this. I don't know a second one.
So the way I wrote the question is I technically can't give you a point for not getting because it says both. But how do we,
Right.
I want to be tough. I don't know. I feel bad because if you get one of them right, but the thing is, I know what you're I know exactly who you both are thinking.
Everybody would get that one right.
Bingo.
Right?
Which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
why
I don't want no sympathy.
I don't want
points.
that point.
I appreciate
So.
that. We had a debate with a bonus point in episode. I guess this is 14, so 13, where the guy who wasn't going to get the point was like, no, he deserves the bonus point for this because there's no way I got that and there's no way he should have gotten that and da-da-da. And so thank you guys for the easy judge on my part. I'll read the question. 2 times the Defensive Player of the Year award winner in NBA history made the all-defensive second team in the same season. Who are the 2 players to do that? And again, we're all beating around the bush here. There's one guy that we're all thinking about. I will offer up this. You have to both agree on this. Okay? I'm going to give you 30 seconds to talk amongst each other and decide what type of hint you want. Do you want NBA draft hint related to the second player? Or do you want most points per game they scored in a season? You guys talk about it and decide. You have to agree on the answer.
Damn right.
Nah,
You want college.
I think what the draft hint would be
Or
what? Like
draft,
what pick they were?
Whatever I feel like it.
Okay.
Okay. Man. You know draft stuff better.
I mean,
than I do.
what would the points per game tell us realistically?
It would narrow down whether or not this guy was a defensive specialist or not.
I'll give you this. You can either take my points per game, or you guys can decide. If you decide to go with that, you can tell me what stat you want defensively.
Oh my god.
We just started this recently, so I'm really glad we're doing this.
That is a good one right
That's
there.
what you want. You want a defensive stat.
What do you think narrows it down the most? Because like, what are we getting out of the draft? There's no way he's not giving a year. Obviously, that narrow it down quite a bit. He'd probably give you the pick. I can't
All
even
right,
guarantee I know the pick.
So what do you want though? Do you want a defensive stat or you want the points per game? It's up to you. I don't really think anything. I'm really clueless right now. I don't know if any hint could. Really...
I have a few names in mind, so I think the points per game would narrow it down.
All right, we'll go with the points per game for our hint.
All right. This player in their career averaged 8.2 points per game.
Yeah, that helps so much. Thank you, Trevor, for the hint.
I was hoping.
Wait, I got it now.
Oh my goodness! I was hoping it was gonna be like I don't know, like a 16 or 17, and I'd be like, okay, that narrows it down.
You know what's crazy? The one guy that I had in mind, and there was no specific reason he was in my mind, he just came to my mind, might have averaged less points.
I think I know who you're thinking.
I want to write down in the corner of your board who you were thinking, and make sure, unless you go with that answer, I want to hear it.
I am going to go with that answer.
Going with
okay.
Because I don't think I'm going to think of anyone else.
Okay.
Wait, I don't know if this guy won a depoy. Oh boy.
I love this. I was gonna give a little bit more context, but I like you both headed in a direction.
No, he
so
didn't
I'll hold it.
Many points. He didn't. I know he didn't.
Oh yeah, I might have to. Yeah, no.
The points might help. See, you question my points question, but I'm telling you, I had some of this stuff prepared. So,
oh boy.
I'll read the question one more time. We'll get an answer here shortly. 2 times the Defensive Player of the Year award winner in NBA history. In the same season, made the all-defensive second team. Who are those 2 players?
Bro, it just has to. All right, I'm locked in. I'm ready to go.
I don't know if this guy won a depoy, but I know damn well he was blocking a whole lot of shots.
All right.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right.
Who's going first?
Let's go with Chris.
All
I'm curious since you did go with what you thought. I told you to put in the corner there.
So obviously the first one was Marc Gasol. My second guy, I went with Ben Wallace.
Okay.
I don't
even know if he averaged that many.
That's why I don't think he did.
Well, I'm gonna ask this question now because you guys know more ball than me, but I didn't write him down. Did Dennis Rodman win a depoy?
Yes. Let me look it up just to be sure.
I was making sure.
99% sure he did.
I don't know if this guy did, so I might look like
yeah, twice. Dennis Rodman won it twice.
Yeah, I was gonna make sure of that. Okay. I put Mark Eaton. I don't know if that's right. I don't know if he won a Defensive Player of the Year, but the man was averaging like 4 blocks for a stretch, and I know damn well he wasn't scoring much, but probably 9 points you got to look into when you're that tall, right?
Yeah. When you're that tall, 9 points. I mean, here we'll just for the formality, we'll look up Mark Eaton's points per game in his career. 6 points per game.
Wow.
He was a 4-time block champion, 5-time All Defense, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. He is unfortunately not the correct answer.
Yeah.
Ben Wallace averaged 5.7 points per game.
Yeah.
Here's what's crazy is there are stories out there that Larry Brown would feed him the ball in like regular season games, and people would go, "Why are you doing that? You guys are like, it's a close game, whatever." And Larry, who's one of the best coaches really of all time, if you think about kind of some of the stuff he thought of and kind of developed back in the 70s and 80s, he said, "Look, I give him the ball 6 times a game. He's gonna 6 times or more gonna put so much effort in defensively and be available and be like, okay, I've touched the ball. I feel confident I can do what I want now, and I still get my touches." And he's going to go hard. And look what he did. He won. Let's go through Ben Wallace's resume. 2-time rebounding champion, 2001, 2002 block champion, 2004 NBA champion, 4-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, 6-time All-Defense, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Unfortunately, he is not the correct answer. The correct answer is Tyson Chandler. Tyson Chandler, who played 19 seasons. That was going to be your other hint, was how many seasons Chandler helped you if I'd said 19 seasons. Would you have maybe kind of gotten there? Because you both put a long career.
That was in back-to-back years?
2011, 2012 was when Tyson Chandler did it. And to confirm, Marcus Sol did it in bad host here. He did it in 2012, 2013.
Wow.
It happened in back-to-back seasons.
We should have known that if it was... now that I'm thinking about it, like I did know, like I've definitely heard, like I knew that. Oh my God.
I didn't know Tyson was on the second. I actually didn't know that. Wow. That's kind of wild.
It's incredible stuff. That's why I love this show.
Oh,
we all learn things. You wanted to learn something.
That.
There's your learn something if you haven't by now, all the way through question number 7. So.
Wait, I have to ask. Do you know what your draft hint would have been if you had given it to us?
I'm curious, yeah.
I would have told you if they were a lottery pick or not.
Okay.
So you guys made the right choice, I think, with the question. I tried to do that to try to get people. It's more of a social experiment. You guys do a podcast together, but hey, what would have really helped you if I said that he was drafted in, not Tyshawn Taylor? That's the wrong player. Shout out to Basketball Reference. Tyson Chandler was drafted the second pick of the second. He was second overall. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot all about that. He's the second overall pick. So I probably would have said top 5 pick. I probably would have said
so much. I'm learning so much.
Well, I mean, that would have ruled out
Ben Wallace.
Yeah.
For sure. And Mark Eaton too.
Yeah.
Yep. So, was Mark Eaton, hey, look, we're all learning on the fly here. Bad host here on me. I don't know why I would have prepared Mark Eaton's draft pick, but he was oh wow. Okay. So he was drafted by the Phoenix Suns in the 5th round, 19th pick, 107th overall. In the 79 draft. And then the Utah Jazz, he was drafted 4th round, 3rd pick, 72nd overall in the 1982 draft. That was back when you could draft a player technically before college, like the Larry Bird thing. That's true. All right. Hey, look, we were making great time, and now we're like cruising right along, and we added some time in there. So thank you guys, filling in some good stuff. We have plenty of time here. All right. So the score is still knotted up here, or not knotted up. Excuse me. It is what 3-2.
3-2. Yeah, 3-2, Chris.
3-2, Chris. All right. There's an opportunity for a bonus point here. You have to get the player and what the bonus point is going to be. Okay? So I'm going to give you an opportunity for a bonus point. I'm only going to give you... Actually, you know what? I changed that. I'm going to ask you the question first, and then I'll ask you the bonus point after. I think that's fair. Cool. It's so close. I think that's fair. All right. Question number 8. Who was the smallest player in NBA history to win the scoring title? Who was the smallest player in NBA history to win the scoring title? Now that you've heard that, should I ask you the bonus point now, or should I ask you after we get locked in answers? I don't know. I can't decide. I kind of want to make you have both right.
So you see how fast Matt wrote down his answer?
Uh-huh.
If you're asking this is what, the 8th question of trivia? It can't be that easy. It can't be that easy.
Right.
It can't be that easy.
Maybe not. I don't know. I don't think it's that easy.
How many guys shorter?
Who was the smallest player in NBA history to win the scoring title? I think for fairness, because you don't know the player, I'm gonna lock in these answers, and then we'll do the bonus point. I think that's fair. That's how I did it last episode with something similar, so we'll do that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to think of anybody else. I'm good. I'm locked.
Oh my God, I could do something crazy right now.
All right. I'll give you
you know what? I'm gonna not go with the first name that came into my head, and it's the 8th question of trivia. There's no way it's that easy.
It's not the guy that I have. I know that, but I'm not gonna think of
it can't be, bro.
Who do I want to hear first based on this dialogue?
All right,
probably me first, because Chris's is gonna be out of left field.
All right, we'll go with you.
Mine's pretty obvious. I went with Isaiah Thomas. I mean, he's 5'9". He just did it, I think, recently. If he didn't lead the league in scoring, I know he averaged 30 that season. So,
wow.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
I hope that wasn't the bonus.
I thought Matt was so fast to write down Allen Iverson. And I was like, there's no way it was as easy as Allen Iverson. So I'm going to write down Boston Celtics Isaiah Thomas.
Wow.
So we have the same answer.
It's not the first time that's happened today, nor in the past.
That's good, at least.
We had.
I thought I was doing something crazy writing Isaiah Thomas. So I wish we had the same answer.
I thought that was obvious.
For the formality of it, I am just triple checking that Isaiah Thomas didn't do it.
He didn't lead the league in scoring.
He did not. So the answer is still the same. All right, we're good.
Yeah.
Wow. I like this mind game. This is awesome. I need people that do shows together more often for this. This is great. I love this. All right. I think it's still fair if I give you the answer and then I'll let you guys guess how many times they did it. I think that's fair. The smallest player in NBA history. I don't know how many times I've said this in front of you guys, but he's my second favorite player of all time. And then soon after this weekend, hopefully there will be a people won't see this for months, but there will be a nice poster in the background with his face on it. He is known by many things, but we know him as the answer, and he's the answer to this question as well. It's Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson is the smallest player in NBA history.
I fumbled so bad.
Oh my
gosh!
Wow.
This is why I want you to talk things out, because that's it's beautiful dialogue for me and for the help of the listeners as well.
Wow.
So,
I thought AI was a little too obvious too. Like
it just couldn't have been Allen Iverson.
Yeah, it couldn't
gosh.
have. I thought Isaiah Thomas honestly led the league when he did it. Like he was like fourth in MVP.
That's really crazy because what I thought I was writing a different answer than you.
I love it. Now that I know that now.
I wrote that was like I want to have a different answer than him, and it can't be Allen Iverson. It was obviously. Oh my gosh, I suck.
All right, you're gonna have 15 seconds. How many times did he win it? How many times did he win it? 15 seconds. 10 seconds.
I'm good.
All right, Chris.
I went with 4.
I'm sick of us matching answers every single time. I went with 4.
All right. Well, the correct answer is 4. Yeah, Allen Iverson did win. He somehow, you guys got it. He won 4 times in his career.
So that's a point.
It is. It is a point.
But it's really not.
Yeah.
I'm sick to my stomach right
That's
now.
a point. It is a point. I'm just going to make sure I got it right.
No NBA in scoring, bro.
I'm going to make sure. Yep, 4 times scoring.
30 that year, though.
He did. He averaged 4 times. I mean, it's not like he didn't.
Yeah, but that was during like the peak of James Harden.
So
he
19
led the league in scoring, bro.
Yeah, but Harden, we don't remember him as a 30 sometimes. Like that's like he was just at the cusp of 30 a lot of those years. So
yeah,
but it is crazy. I'll look it up and see.
I wonder what Harden averaged that year. Who led the league in scoring that season?
I'd have to pull it up.
That would have been Harden.
We'll have to do it after, and we'll put it in post production.
I'd
but
like to say it's 15-16.
98-99, Allen averaged 26.8, which was the leading at the time, which is crazy to think about. He's 4th in MVP that year, first team All-NBA. 2000-2001 is the one we all know, 31.1 points per game. He won MVP. He was first team All-NBA. He was an All-Star. He was 11th in Defensive Player of the Year that year. The next season as well, 31.4, which is actually his career high as a scoring champion. He averaged 33 later in his career. He was 9th in MVP, second team All-NBA, and an All-Star. And then he did it in 2004-05, also with Philly still, 5th in MVP, first team All-NBA, All-Star, 11th in Defensive Player again, and he was 30.7. So just some context for Allen Iverson.
Wow.
My second favorite player of all time.
Especially in an era where it was damn near impossible to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right.
It was 2016, 2017 with Isaiah Thomas, and that was Russell Westbrook's MVP.
Oh, and he averaged what? Like it was like
31, I think.
Westbrook averaged 31.6, and Isaiah Thomas averaged
29.8 or something like that.
Bear with me 1 second.
I love it.
He averaged 28.9.
Oh, there it is.
50 MVP voting.
Numbers.
Small pivot on my part. I won't get a score update until we start the finale, okay? So hold on to the scores. Question number 9. I actually forgot in the prep of this to write down the Guess That Player by Blind resume, but lucky for me and lucky for you guys, I already had him pulled up. So we're going to do Guess That NBA Player by Resume. We have not done that today, right? Yes. No. All right. Shout out to me for being a bad host. All right. This guy, I will give you a couple things, and I will omit certain things as well. So I'm going to read it a handful of times. We'll maybe take 3 to 4 minutes. Take your time. Write down possible answers, whatever you'd like to do. Talk it out loud. This guy is a Hall of Famer. He is a 2-time All-Star, 4-time NBA champ, 2-time All-NBA player, All-Rookie first team, or All-Rookie team. It doesn't say first team, but I believe it was first team that year. And then 6th Man of the Year. So I'll read that again. They were a Hall of Famer, a 2-time All-Star, 4-time NBA champion, 2-time All-NBA, All-Rookie Team, and a 6th Man of the Year award winner. And they averaged 13.3 points, 3.5 rebounds, 3.8 assists. And they shot 44, 36, 82 splits. It's the first time I've given the splits that early. So I think that's good. I think that helps you. They are a Hall of Famer, a 2-time All-Star, 4-time NBA champion, 2-time All-NBA player. They were All-Rookie Team member, and they were a 6th Man of the Year. Any thoughts? Any first?
One guy comes to mind.
You guys got to be really careful too, because you've done that 4 times today. So
I think we're probably going to do it again on this one. I'm not going to lie. I think we're going to do it again on this one.
Look, I'll give you a chance. If you would like me to change the player, I can pull a different player right now. Y'all both agree on it.
No, I actually like this. I like this one a lot, but unless you want a new one, because I think we're going to end up with the same guy.
Chris doesn't seem so confident in that.
No, I know exactly like the player he's thinking of. I'm just trying to
think of
it could be anyone else. Yeah.
Okay. I'll read it again. Hall of Famer, 2-time All-Star, 4-time NBA champion, 2-time All-NBA, All-Rookie Team, 6th Man of the Year.
I hope you pick someone else and I'm right. It's going to sting.
That would not the screw up, would it not?
Yeah, it would.
All right. And we'll get a lock-in answer here in about 25 seconds at the 47-minute mark.
Of anyone else that has this type of resume? I don't know, man.
That's my goal. It's for you not to have any idea what's
because
going
it's
on.
like one guy is obvious, and I feel like even the viewers are gonna think of one dude when they hear this resume too. But that just means that it's not him.
Well, we just said
We
the same
actually
thing
did
about
just
Allen
say the same
Iverson.
thing about AI. Yeah, great point.
All right, yeah, I'm locked in and ready.
Mind games. This is incredible. All right.
Right.
Matt, are you locked in as well?
I am locked in as well.
All right. Chris locked in first, so we'll go with Chris.
I had Manu Ginobili.
Once again, ball game teammates, Manu Ginobili.
This is on me. I probably should have come up with a harder question, but this is Manu Ginobili. But you know
Yeah.
why I'm not mad? It's because you guys look. We've had 9 questions, and you are just at what, 5 now or 4? One of you guys.
Yeah,
4
I'm
now?
at 5.
5-4. Yeah, 5-4.
Right. Okay. Like we're good. 50% is still failing in most school systems. So,
Yeah.
all right. Pretty happy with the results still. All right. Well, let's just keep rolling because I don't.
Allen Iverson thinks.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
I took that on the
I'm
chin.
able to sleep
so.
tonight.
The 8 and 9 is killing me right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I love it. All right. That was the first time I've not done an NBA 75 player, so I probably should have been more difficult and picked one because then all their resumes just kind of sound the same because they're all so good. But this guy was an incredible player as well. Shout out to Manu Ginobili, a.k.a. I'm going to read some of these nicknames because they're actually kind of funny. Gino, Narragon, whatever that means. It's probably Argentinian. El Contusione, Manudana, Argentina's flying man, Obi-Wan Ginobili. That's the reason I read that.
I like that one.
Love Obi-Wan Ginobili. Also eats bats, too. Like, we all know that clip. All right. Question number 10. This is my favorite question, without a doubt. So pay attention. This one's really good. So analytics have not just been around when we know them, right, in recent NBA history. Analytics have actually been around longer than we think. There's an award that you probably 99.9% sure you're not aware of called the IBM Award.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So this is news to me. So you've heard of the IBM Award?
Yep.
Okay. Chris? Nope. Yeah. All right. The IBM Award was an award given out to the NBA players from 1984 to 2002. The award was sponsored and calculated by technology company IBM and was determined by a computer's formula which measured a player's statistical contribution to his team. We have obviously very similar stats nowadays that we now pretty much know called PER and other things like that. They may or may not have stolen from them. But that's how we know. That's what we know about the award. The player with the best contribution to his team in the league received the award. I would like you to name the first recipient and the last recipient. So 1984 to 2002, which it measured a player's statistical contribution to their team. I would like you to name the first recipient of the award and the last recipient of the award. So the IBM Award. Matt, why on God's green earth have you heard of this award?
Yeah, what?
Jimmy High Roller. I'm pretty sure Jimmy High Roller dropped a video about this exact award. And I watch everything that he posts. So
yeah, he's
the
incredible, man.
unfortunate truth is I don't remember any of it, honestly. Oh man.
It is one of really it's one of only two awards in NBA history technically to ever be defunct, to ever be kind of canceled. Comeback Player of the Year was defunct as well, according to Wikipedia. So, and the Walter A. Brown Trivia, which I don't know what that is.
Oh my God, 84-02, right?
Yep, and I have all of the winners here. The other fun trivia question would have been, actually, you know what? I'm gonna hold that because I might actually use that again. This is interesting.
All right, I'm locked in and ready to go.
Okay, so 1984 to 2002. I'll read it one more time for the audience. The IBM award was awarded to a team's statistical contributions to their team. It was a computer formula made by IBM from 1984 to 2002 was when it was awarded. Who was the first recipient and the last recipient?
Oh, I'm gonna have to look into this statistic and see what it's like comprised of after this.
I wonder if I should give. I think it's hard. Question 10. I want you to get both. So
I don't think I'm right, but I'm gonna definitely go. Wait, we have to get both? Well, that's okay. So this is an interesting one. Okay,
I didn't technically say not to. So, and I don't know, man. It's question 10. And
yeah, that's true. That's true. No pity points here.
You guys are sneaking up on the record score through 10. So,
okay.
All right, I'm ready. I went with.
Locked?
I am locked.
All right, cool. Go ahead, Chris.
I went with Larry Bird winning it in '84 and Shaq winning it in 2002.
Okay.
So I went with Charles Barkley winning it in 1984 and Tim Duncan winning it in 2002.
Oh, you were the one. It was your words on pity points. I'm just going to make sure you know that right now. It was your words on pity points just now. Charles Barkley did win it. Charles Barkley was a winner, but not the years we're looking for. The correct answer is Magic Johnson in 1983-84 and Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is the correct answer in 2001, 2002. Here's what's even crazier. Shaquille O'Neal won it the year before Tim Duncan did.
Yeah, I mean, that's where my mind went. My mind was Magic or Larry and then Timmy or Shaq. That was where I went.
Which is why I think it was fair to make you both get it right, get both right, because you both were within one guy, basically. So yeah. I'm proud of that.
I don't know why I thought Chuck, but...
Shout out to Jimmy High Roller. Man, I used to watch his videos when he had nothing. He had no subscribers. And now look at him, dude. Good for him. Yep. All right. Wow. Let's
rookie year.
It was one of his first few seasons.
I think it was.
One of his first few.
When did they get drafted? That was their rookie year. Isn't MJ the 84 draft? When did Michael Jordan get drafted? And Charles
83, 84, I think.
Drafted.
Right?
Yeah, so that was his first year.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan won, or he was drafted technically. I think that draft was considered the 83 draft, right? Was it not? Yeah. NBA debut was 1984.
Okay.
So the 84 draft.
Yeah,
Charles, same thing. And then, so Magic Johnson won it the first year. Michael Jordan won it the second year, so 84, 85. Barkley won it 85, 86. I won't give much more than that in case I use this question again.
I like that.
That was a great one. I'm so sad I don't get pity points. Wow.
Well, technically, Chris would have gotten them too. So, for being real, technically he would have got one too, because he got the other one right, did he not?
No, he got.
No, I got Larry. Both wrong.
Oh, who got? Oh, you got Tim Duncan the right.
I got Tim. Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Give me a final score check before we hit the finale.
5-4, Chris.
Okay.
Boy.
All right. So anybody's game right now. Okay. Anybody's up for grabs. I'm going to read the rules of the finale, and then I'm going to make sure we're prepared with a timer. And then as soon as I say begin, you don't listen to me for 60 seconds. You write as many possible answers as you can. And obviously, I would ask you to put your pen in view, but it's in view at all times. So thank you guys for that. So the finale for the audience is 60 seconds. They have as many possible answers as they can name as they can. At the end, I'm going to ask whoever has more. So I'll just say, how many do you have? We'll go through that person's list because we're at the 54-minute mark, and we want to get people out of here and listen to this podcast. So, all right. In 60 seconds, when you hear the word begin is when you start writing. Obviously, there's a little bit of audio delay. You are in the same room. It'll make sense. In 60 seconds, I want you to name as many players. Make sure you catch this. Name as many players with more than 1,000 career minutes played in the NBA Finals, which is also known as the top 33. Begin. So name as many players with more than 1,000 career minutes played in the NBA Finals, also known as the top 33. Don't worry about me. We're going to do a quick little SeatGeek ad, and I'll also give you a time update halfway through. As those guys are putting answers down, if you're going to be going to any baseball games, sporting events, concerts, whatever you're going to, code 2Pointers, $20 off your first purchase, link in the top of the description. It makes the show's support readily appreciated as well, able to bring out some content that we can for you guys, best possible content. 30 seconds. Fumble through the end of that ad read there to give you guys a 30-second timer. You guys are writing a lot of names down, and it makes me really nervous because we might be here a while. But, hey, we'll figure it out. Not all of them are going to be right. All right. 15 seconds. A minute goes by very quickly. Name as many players with more than 1,000 career minutes played in the NBA Finals or the top 33, also known as. 5 seconds. Pins down. So whatever you're writing, just finish it out. That's fine. If you're in the middle of one, that's good. But put them up. Yep, close them. Whatever you got. So count them up for me. And I think you guys wrote it in. I think it's a sick amount probably. Count up how many you did, and we'll get rolling right into it. Whoever has more, we'll just get on the list.
21.
I have 17.
Wow.
Boy.
That is the most I think anyone's ever written. So what we're going to do, for my sake of actually trying to find and keep up with these, just put a check next to what you have, and I'll go through. We're going to go through Chris's answers. And then, Matt, if he puts one, for the sake of time, just mark it on your sheet correctly or mark it on your board correctly so we can know at the end, and it'll kind of be a nice reveal of the score. Again, episode before this was 11-10 by doing that. So I have Chris's, I have his name in front of me, and I'm ready as I'll ever be. So, Chris, who was your first one?
I went with LeBron first.
Okay, that is correct.
Nice. All right. I went with Kobe next.
Okay, that is correct.
Then Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq is correct.
MJ and Scottie Pippen. I'll just pair them together.
All right, so they are, yes, correct.
Okay. Then I went with Mr. Big Shot Bob himself, Robert Horry.
That is a good name. He is correct.
Then I went with the Spurs trio. I went with Tim, Tony, and Manu.
All right, let's go with Tim first. Tim is correct. Tony is the next one you put. He is correct as well. And then your last one was Manu, correct?
Yep.
Going to the scoreboard here to see. Manu is not correct. That is your first incorrect.
Okay. And then I went with Derek Fisher. That's so wrong.
I did too.
That is quite a choice. Yeah, Derek Fisher is not correct, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay, then I went with Horace Grant.
Horace Grant is incorrect.
Okay. Then I went with the Warriors' big three. I went with Curry, Clay, and Draymond.
Draymond is correct. I'll get Draymond first. Okay. Steph Curry was your second one. He is correct as well. And then your last one was Klay Thompson, correct?
Yep.
That is correct as well. So how many do you have so far? I want to make sure I'm keeping up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
You have 12 correct.
11, sorry.
11. That's
right.
what I had as well. I had 11 as well.
11.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're good.
All
Go
right.
right ahead.
Next, I had Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, and Dennis Johnson.
Let me make sure Dennis Johnson is correct. So that's one. Next one for me, Kevin McHale. He just squeaked on the list at 33. Yeah. It's a good pull. It's a good pull. So that's your 13th there. And then who was your last one in that trio?
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird is correct. Okay, I've got 14 for you so far.
All right. And then I had Magic Johnson and Kareem.
Yep.
Shocker there. That is only you just got two of the guys in the top five because LeBron was the first one there. So Magic Johnson and Kareem is correct.
And then for whatever reason, I rounded mine out with Byron Scott and Michael Cooper.
Byron Scott and Michael
right.
Cooper. Byron Scott is incorrect, but Michael Cooper is.
Let's
Michael
go.
Cooper's correct. That is a pull of all pulls.
Shout out Michael Cooper, man.
He is 16th all time.
You know what's crazy?
1406.
I didn't put Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen on my list.
Well, I mean, but you're trying to write as many names as possible. So, all right, without going over, Chris, go ahead and add your score up so we can have a nice reveal there. Don't worry about the finale score, just your total. Write it in the corner. Don't let Matt see it, and don't let me see it because I'm going off you guys' math here.
Like this plus what I got.
Plus what you had. Yep. All right, and then Matt, we're gonna go with how many answers did you get that were not on the list, like so that he didn't say. How many do you have that he did not say?
Only 4.
Okay, well, let's go with those 4 first, just to make sure.
So Kevin Durant.
Let me double check. And by the way, did you say Derek Fisher earlier?
Yes.
Derek Fisher is correct.
Let's go.
I missed Derek Fisher. So you went with, who was your first one again?
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant. I am either blind or he is not on here. And I'm going to go with he is not on here.
Yeah, I'm cooked.
Okay.
My other one was Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard is not correct as well. Then any more?
Yeah, the other 2 aren't on it, but they came to my mind. It's Powell and Kyrie, and neither are on that.
Pau Gasol and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah,
That is incorrect, unfortunately. And then all of the rest of them, they were all ones he had as well.
Yeah, all the rest are ones he had.
All right. So add you guys' scores up and we'll get a finale total here. While you guys are doing that, I will read the list. Some guys that you missed. Number 1, Bill Russell. 3,185. Another legend we lost here in the last year.
You know what? I was trying to go in order, so I didn't get that far back.
Yeah, unfortunately. Jerry West is number 2. He's number 2 with 2,374. Shout out to Jerry West. Rest in peace.
Logo, baby.
You got LeBron, Kareem, Magic. We'll go down the list there. John Havlicek was 6th, 1,872. Sam Jones, 1,871. 8, Elgin Baylor. Wilt Chamberlain and Bob Cousy round out the top 10. Tom Heinsohn, number 11. And then you guys got a string of guys in a row, a ton. You got Kobe, Michael, Dennis Johnson, Scottie Pippen, Michael Cooper, James Worthy you missed. James Worthy's in there, number 17. Tim Duncan, Steph Curry, Larry Bird round out the top 20. Draymond Green, Shaq Clay, Robert Horry, Derek Fisher, Frank Ramsey, Tom Sanders, Dwayne Wade. Wow. No one said Dwayne Wade.
Tom Sanders.
Yeah, Dwayne Wade at 27, time with Mr. Tom, 1,125. Danny Ainge at 30. Tony Parker at 29. Bob Pettit at 31, cracking the list outside. Yeah, he's literally everything. 1,037 for Bob Pettit. Robert Parrish was number 32, and Kevin McHale was number 33. And then just cracking the outside of the list, let's check out the list for the guys that just missed it. Some names that you might have mentioned or thought of. Casey Jones, number 34. He just missed the list at 973. 972, you have Andre Iguodala. Give me Iguodala just outside the list. 972 minutes. Yep. Bob Dandridge. Horace Grant. I believe you said Horace Grant. He just missed the list. Yep. Just a few more names here. Bill Sharman, Cliff Hagan, Dennis Rodman at 40. Byron Scott, 41. Did I give you Manu, by the way? No, Manu was incorrect. Manu is incorrect there, 42. Julius Erving, 43. Ray Allen, 44. Jamal Wilkes, Chris Bosh, Paul Silas, Wes Unseld, Rudy LaRusso, and Walt Frazier round out your top 50. Just for funsies, J.R. Smith is 52nd. That's where we kind of lose all credibility. So
Love it.
I'm going to leave that one alone. So I talked for a long time. Final scores, please.
So on the finale round, I got 18 of them correct.
That's crazy.
Plus my 5 that I had earlier. So I finished with a total score of 23.
Which I believe, if I'm correct off the top of my head, that is the highest score ever in the show's history.
So I got 4 for the regular first 10 questions and then 13 for the final round. And that brought me to a grand total of only 17. So
only 17. That is one of the highest in Trivia Showdown history as well. I am really honestly surprised you guys got over half this list because I thought it was really difficult because there were some old names in there. There were some guys like Derek Fisher. I genuinely think
what it was.
Hard, so
you mentioned that trivia where they all started off really hot. That was an NBA finalist trivia. So that list from me editing that video and stuff, I just went with any name that I saw on the turnovers list in the finals and just tried to throw as many of them on there. I think I still could have done. I think I still could have gotten most of these names without it. But like Dennis Johnson, I wasn't writing Dennis Johnson if it wasn't for that trivia.
You guys did. Was it turnovers?
Most turnovers in NBA finals.
Wow, and then minutes equated. I guess it would have. I gotta be better. I even mentioned the video. That's what's crazy. I brought the video up in the first 10 minutes. I was like, oh yeah. Wow.
I'm so mad at myself. So many more names.
Me too. I gave up 23 points today. It's like Luka's defense in Game 3 for crying out loud.
No, it's a lot more than that.
God. Okay. Good Lord. Well, first of all, thank you guys. Just want to say thank you. That was an incredible time. Just over an hour here. I hate it's over because I love Trivia Showdown, love recording these, but we'll have more of them here this summer. Trivia Showdown episode 14 with Chris O'Brien and Matt Sullivan. Before we get out of here, let these guys plug anything they're talking about. I know it's the off season. I hate to do the plugs in the off season because it's like, all right, what are we talking about? But you guys do football, so let people know where they can find you and what you guys are working on.
All right. So you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. All of them are either Ball Game Podcast or Ball Game Pod. Be sure to go check all of those out. As for football content that we have this summer, if you like fantasy football, we're absolutely going to smash fantasy football over and over and over again. Of course, we're going to give our division previews. We're going to give early predictions and stuff like that. Whole lot of football stuff coming this offseason. And then, of course, NBA, we don't neglect it. This is the best time for the NBA, you could argue. So NBA offseason is coming up. We're going to do a whole lot of that stuff because this should be a crazy one. So I'm very excited. A lot of great stuff coming for it's going to be a ball game summer. So
yeah, a ball game summer.
But yeah, Trev, first of all, thank you very much for having us. Very much appreciate it. I'm disappointed that I didn't get my pity points. Not that would have mattered, but yeah, no, it was a fun time, and I appreciate it.
Hey, look, I had a fun time despite giving up 23 points and 17 points. So back to the drawing board. I need you guys' help in that probably. I omitted some questions I think are interesting. So people have to stay tuned for the next episode to see who it is and how well they do. We greatly appreciate having you guys on today. As always, Trivia Showdown is going to be here in the summer, so continue to like, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff you guys are doing. 5-star rating and a review on podcast platforms is greatly appreciated. And until next time, for Chris and Matt, we will see you in the next episode.